The life you're living today is the direct result of the habits you chose yesterday. You don't change your life until you change your habits. If you keep doing what you're doing today, where will you be in 5 years? The life you're living today is the direct result of the habits you chose yesterday. There are no shortcuts, no excuses, only choices. You don't change your life until you change your habits. That's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. So think about it. If you keep doing what you're doing today, where will you be in 5 years? Rohn taught us that the power to transform our lives lies in our hands, but only if we have the courage to act. In this video, you'll discover 3 simple yet powerful habits that can change your life forever. Are you ready to face the truth and take control? Habits are the foundation of every life, whether it's one of success or struggle. They are the invisible patterns that shape our decisions, actions, and ultimately our destiny. Good habits can elevate us, opening doors to opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. But bad habits? They silently destroy potential, rob us of time, and keep us trapped in cycles of mediocrity. The difference between a life of purpose and one of regret often comes down to the habits we choose to embrace or ignore. Studies show that nearly 40% of our daily actions are driven by habits, not conscious decisions. This means that almost half of your life is dictated by routines you may not even notice. Imagine the impact of replacing just one bad habit with a good one. The ripple effect could transform everything. By the end of this video, you'll learn 3 life-changing habits that have the power to rewire your mindset, boost your productivity, and set you on a path to a better future. These are not just theories. They are practical, actionable steps you can start using today. Your transformation begins now. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Rohn. There's a silent enemy that sabotages success for millions of people. Negative mental patterns. These patterns are like invisible chains, holding you back from reaching your true potential. They don't announce themselves loudly. They creep in quietly, disguising themselves as excuses, procrastination, or self-doubt. The worst part? Most people don't even realize they're trapped. Negative mental patterns often manifest as a cycle of destructive habits and thoughts. You wake up in the morning already dreading the day ahead. Instead of starting with purpose, you reach for your phone, scrolling endlessly through social media, comparing your life to others. You tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm just not motivated today," and before you know it, the day is gone, wasted on distractions and avoidance. These patterns show up in small but powerful ways. Skipping workouts because I'm too tired, avoiding that important task at work because I'm not ready, or staying in toxic relationships because it's better than being alone. Over time, these small decisions compound, creating a life that feels stagnant, unfulfilling, and out of control. Rohn once said, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is simply a few errors in judgment, repeated every day." Imagine your mind as a garden. If you neglect it, weeds, negative habits, and thoughts will grow uncontrollably. But if you tend to it daily, planting seeds of discipline and positivity, it will flourish. The problem lies in the fact that most people don't even recognize these patterns for what they are. They believe their lack of progress is due to external circumstances, their job, their upbringing, their environment, when in reality, it's their internal mindset that's holding them back. Breaking free from these mental traps requires awareness and intentional action. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about identifying the small, consistent choices that are keeping you stuck and replacing them with habits that align with the life you want to live. By recognizing and addressing these negative mental patterns, you can reclaim control over your life. The first step is understanding that the problem isn't out there, it's within. And the good news? That means the solution is within your reach too. You wake up, check your phone, scroll through endless feeds, and unknowingly choose to stay stuck. This is how it begins, not with a dramatic failure or a life-altering event, but with tiny, seemingly harmless actions that over time shape the trajectory of your life. The root of these negative mental patterns lies deep within our culture, our fears, and the habits we unconsciously adopt. From an early age, we're taught to follow the crowd. Society glorifies comfort, quick fixes, and instant gratification. We're sold the idea that success is a stroke of luck or a privilege reserved for the few. Meanwhile, the importance of discipline, consistency, and delayed gratification is rarely emphasized. Instead, we're bombarded with distractions, social media, binge-worthy shows, and endless notifications, all designed to steal our focus and keep us from addressing what truly matters. Fear is another invisible force that fuels these mental errors. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside the norm. It all keeps us in a state of paralysis. Imagine this. You have a big idea, something that could change your life, but instead of acting on it, you hesitate. What if I fail? You think. So you procrastinate, convincing yourself that it's not the right time. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and the idea fades away, replaced by regret. The habits we form around these fears and cultural pressures only deepen the problem. Picture this. You wake up, grab your phone, and immediately dive into the endless scroll of social media. You see someone else's success and think, why can't that be me? But instead of taking action, you stay glued to the screen, numbing yourself with distractions. Hours pass, and the day slips away. This is the cycle, a loop of avoidance and inaction that feels comfortable but leads nowhere. Take Sarah, for example. She's a talented graphic designer with dreams of starting her own business. Every morning, she wakes up with the intention of working on her portfolio, but instead, she checks her phone, gets lost in emails, and spends hours helping her co-workers with tasks that aren't even her responsibility. By the end of the day, she's exhausted and tells herself, I'll start tomorrow. Weeks go by and her dream remains just that, a dream. The invisible truth. Here's the painful insight. The root of the problem isn't the distractions, the fear, or even the culture itself. It's the fact that we allow these forces to control us. We give away our power, one small decision at a time. And the truth is, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're making a choice to stay where you are. The good news? The same process that keeps you stuck can also set you free. But it starts with recognizing the invisible roots of your mental patterns and deciding to reclaim control. Because the life you want won't come from luck or chance. It will come from the choices you make every single day. Winners think like this. Every action I take today is a vote for the person I want to become tomorrow. This is the mindset that separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. It's not about luck, talent, or even resources. It's about perspective. Winners don't see challenges as obstacles. They see them as opportunities to grow. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They act, knowing that action creates momentum. This mental shift, from reacting to life to taking ownership of it, is the key to transformation. Most people live in a reactive state. They go through life on autopilot, responding to whatever comes their way instead of intentionally creating the life they want. Winners, on the other hand, operate differently. They understand that every choice, no matter how small, either moves them closer to their goals or further away. They ask themselves, is what I'm doing right now aligned with the person I want to become? Imagine this scenario. You wake up in the morning, and instead of reaching for your phone, you take a moment to plan your day. You prioritize the tasks that matter most, the ones that will move the needle in your life. You approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear, asking, what can I learn from this? Suddenly, your day feels purposeful. You're no longer drifting, you're in control. When you adopt this mindset, your behavior starts to change without forcing it. You no longer need to rely on willpower because your decisions are rooted in a clear vision of your future self. For example, instead of skipping the gym because you're tired, you go because you know it's a step toward becoming stronger and healthier. Instead of procrastinating on that important project, you start working on it because you see it as an investment in your growth. This mental shift rewires your brain. It turns discipline into a habit and success into a natural byproduct of your daily actions. You stop making excuses and start finding solutions. You stop blaming external circumstances and start taking responsibility for your choices. Think of your life as a ship. Most people drift aimlessly, letting the wind and waves dictate their direction. Winners, however, take the wheel. They set a course, adjust their sails, and steer toward their destination no matter how rough the waters get. As Rohn famously said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. This is the essence of the mental shift. realizing that every small choice you make today is steering your life in a specific direction. So ask yourself, are your actions today aligned with the person you want to become tomorrow? If not, it's time to take the wheel, change your perspective, and start making choices that lead to the life you deserve. Because winners don't wait for change. They create it. And so can you. Practical action. How to apply the new mindset. It's one thing to understand a new way of thinking, but it's entirely different to live it. Winners don't just think differently, they act differently. To apply this new mindset, you must take intentional, practical steps every single day. The good news? It's simpler than you think. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your life transforms. Here's how to put this into practice. 1. Take control of your routine. Your day is your life in miniature. If you don't control your daily routine, you're handing over your power to distractions and chaos. Winners don't do that. They create structure. Start your day with purpose. The moment you wake up, resist the urge to check your phone. Instead, take 5 minutes to plan your day. Write down 3 priorities that will move you closer to your goals. Own your mornings. Use the first hour of your day for self-improvement. Read, journal, meditate, or exercise. Something that strengthens your mind or body. Say no to distractions. When you feel the pull to scroll social media, binge watch shows, or waste time on unproductive tasks, stop. Say no. Walk away. Focus on what matters. Every small decision you make in your routine is a vote for the person you want to become. 2. Master your money. Your financial habits reflect your mindset. Winners don't waste money on things that don't serve their future. They invest it wisely, knowing that every dollar has the potential to grow. Track every dollar. Start by understanding where your money is going. Use a budgeting app or a simple notebook to track your expenses. Awareness is the first step to control. Invest in your growth. Instead of spending on instant gratification, put your money into things that build your future. Books, courses, or even a side hustle. Delay gratification. Winners don't buy what they don't need. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, walk away. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you manage what you have. 3. Make better decisions. Every decision you make is a fork in the road. Winners understand this and approach decisions with intention. Pause before reacting. When faced with a choice, take a moment to ask yourself, is this aligned with the person I want to be? Choose long-term over short-term. Whether it's your health, career, or relationships, prioritize what will benefit you in the long run. For example, skip the junk food and choose a healthy meal. Turn off Netflix and spend an hour learning a new skill. Take action immediately. Winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. If you have an idea, act on it. If you see an opportunity, seize it. The beauty of this new mindset is that it compounds. Every small action builds momentum. Every good decision strengthens your discipline. And over time, these choices create a life of freedom. Freedom from regret, from fear, and from mediocrity. So, start today. Say no to distractions. Walk away from bad habits. Invest in yourself. This is where freedom starts. And the best part? You're in control. The life you want is closer than you think. You just need to take the first step. Unlocking your inner barriers. Sometimes, the answers we seek aren't out there. They're within us. But to find them, you need to stop, reflect, and ask yourself the hard questions. These are the moments that define your future. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and ask yourself, what am I avoiding right now that I know would change my life if I faced it? Be honest. Is it a conversation you're afraid to have? A decision you've been putting off? A dream you've been too scared to pursue? Only you can answer that. But you must. If I continue living exactly as I am today, where will I be in 5 years? Visualize it clearly. Will you be proud of the person you've become? Or will you be stuck in the same place, wishing you had started sooner? What do I say I want, but my actions say otherwise? Look at your habits. Are they aligned with your goals, or are they pulling you further away? What excuses are you telling yourself? What's one thing I can let go of today that's holding me back? Is it a toxic relationship? A bad habit? A limiting belief? Imagine how much lighter you'd feel if you released it. What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing? Picture yourself free of fear. What risks would you take? What dreams would you chase? What kind of life would you create? The exercise. Write your truth. Take 5 minutes. Grab a pen and paper or open a blank document. Write your answers to these questions. Don't filter yourself. Let it flow. Be brutally honest. This is for your eyes only. When you're done, read what you've written. Look at it closely. Somewhere in those words lies the next step you need to take. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Remember, reflection without action is meaningless. The answers are inside you, but only you can decide what to do with them. And you must, because this is your life, and no one else can live it for you. Success isn't about grand gestures or overnight transformations. It's built on the quiet, consistent disciplines you choose to practice every single day. As Rohn said, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Your life is shaped by the thoughts you allow, the habits you nurture, and the actions you take. Every moment is an opportunity to step closer to the person you want to become, or to drift further away. The choice is always yours. So, take a moment to reflect. What thought are you letting control your future? Is it serving you or holding you back? Leave it in the comments below if you feel ready to share. Sometimes naming the thought is the first step to freeing yourself from it. Remember, change doesn't happen all at once. It begins with one small decision, one new habit, one fresh perspective. And as you build on those choices day by day, you'll find that the life you've been waiting for is already within your reach. Start today, start small, and trust the process. You're closer than you think.